ロサンゼルスドジャースは日本時間13日、本拠地で行われたカブス戦に0対16で大敗しました。8回からは0対11と大量リードを許した展開の中で、内野手のミゲル・ロハス選手が登板。登場時には山本由伸投手の青いグラブを着用し、フォームを真似るパフォーマンスを見せました。先発の佐々木朗希投手は、5回1失点と粘りの投球を見せましたが、2番手のベンカスパリウス投手が1回3分の2で7安打6失点。続くルイス・ガルシア投手は3分の1回で3安打4失点と打ち込まれ、大量失点となりました。8回のマウンドに上がったロハス選手は、山本投手の投球フォームを模倣しながら投げ、現地実況も思わず笑いをこらえる場面が見られました。8回は無失点に抑えたものの、続投した9回には本塁打を含む7安打を浴び、計5失点。それでも、本拠地のファンやベンチの仲間たちからは拍手が送られました。試合後、ロハス選手は、
昨年も登板した時から、チームメイトの真似をして投げるようにしていた。こういう展開だったし、ただ楽しもうと思っていた。
と振り返り、
朗希のフォームを真似るのはとても難しかった。あの体勢でどうやって足を上げているのかわからない。山本やナックのフォームの方が投げやすかったかもしれない。
と語りました。この模様は日本語字幕付きでお届けします。
Well, and all good things must come to an end at some point, and for Shohei, his 29-game on-base streak, which stretched to last September, it came to an end last night with an 0 for 4, and you can tell, Nomar, he's not quite locked in as of yet. He's had 5 hitless games in the first 15 games. Last year took him 30 games before he had his 5th hitless game, but as we've seen with Shohei, any single night, any given night, he can snap out of it and just get on a tear.
Yeah, exactly. If you're the opposing pitcher, that's exactly what you're thinking. You're going, yeah, he's struggling. I don't buy it, and I don't want to be the pitcher that he opens up on. And that's exactly right. At any given night, you know, we always say when you have a streak like he did on base, just start a new one. You know, and I guarantee you, one is the on-base streak. It's another thing to go, I want those hit streaks, you know, to be able to put those balls in play, get those hits, and that also tells you as a hitter that, hey, I'm feeling pretty good at the plate and things are starting coming and rolling. But it's one at a time. You're not going to have it all in one single day. He doesn't have to do that. One thing, that fact that he does lead off, so finding a way to get on, he has been doing that on a regular basis. So one person I'm not too worried about is his name is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it because, you know, being hitting on leadoff, you're going to get pitches to hit. You know, pitchers are taught to throw strike one. I know they can be scared of Shohei at times, but usually early on in the games, if no one's on base, that pitcher is trying to attack. And Shohei, over time, is going to get those hits on when he needs to. Boyd was a tough matchup for him last night, even though no one's really a tough matchup. But to have 2 Ks is, you know, unlike him, and I'd look to get him back on track tonight.
Shohei Ohtani through his weekly full bullpen session today as he continues to come back and rehab from his elbow operation a couple of years ago. In our injury report brought to you by Keck Medicine of USC, Dave Roberts gave us an update on Shohei.
It went well, right around 30 pitches. It was 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, and his split. Command was really good. Came out of it well. So, yeah, I think so. It's just going to continue to build on that, and we'll see where we go from there.
All right, so Shohei threw 30 pitches in that bullpen session, all fastballs mixed in some splitters, no breaking balls as of yet, James, but all sounds very encouraging for Shohei as he continues to work his way back.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I heard of that was command, right? You know how a guy's going to command his pitches coming back like that. So that's great to hear. And obviously when you start facing, you know, live hitters, you can get that feedback from those guys and say, okay, his ball is doing this, or his ball is doing that. You know, his fastball is moving away from us. This pitch is nasty. So that's always great to have. I know we have all the technology to see the spin rate and everything else going on, but it would be good to have feedback from hitters down the line.
Great news, you know, exciting. You know, he's already exciting what we see at the plate every single day, but to be able to see him get back there on the mound, I know that's what he wants to do, but you know what, he has his time. Take your time, don't push it, you know, make sure you are fully ready. And the amazing thing too is, you know, he's not going to go get some rehab starts, you know,
right.
They're not setting him down, you know, because the importance that he means in that lineup. So listen, he's going to go out there, make sure he gets to work, Figure out when you have those side sessions. Figure out when you have those simulated games, and be ready. Take your time. You have all the time in the world.
Boy, that's going to be an exciting day, though, when Shohei Ohtani makes his pitching debut for the Los Angeles Dodgers. As for baseball, boy, Yoshinobu Yamamoto put on a master class, if you will, in pitching against the Cubs last night, going 6 innings, scoreless baseball, 9 strikeouts. He said after the game, Nomar, he heard that no Japanese pitcher had ever won the Cy Young Award. He would like to be the first, but he also acknowledges he knows he's going to have to go out there and perform every single start, and he's off to a really good start this season.
He really is off to a great start. You know, last year, we saw what he's capable of doing. We know in the first game, that's natural, hiccup, nerves, whatever. But after that, man, he really came over here and showed that he can pitch like an ace. He was paid like an ace going into last year, but at the same time, coming into this year, he has been pitching like an ace. And I love not only that, the stuff he has, but his demeanor as well. He is fun to watch, and I love when you have pitchers like that going, listen, I like to win a Cy Young. You know, we heard in the offseason, Blake Snell talking about, why'd you come over here? Because I want to be a Hall of Famer. I want to go out there.
Right.
I want to reach these goals and these achievements, and they know this is the club, this is the team, and this is the support in order to go do that.
Yeah, I mean, timing's everything. He gives the bullpen much-needed reprieve. You get 6 straight home games, so it's great to save those guys. And I just feel like he's in a situation where if he commands the baseball like he does, he can stay in the game longer. Usually guys, when they get in trouble, they're searching, they're unsure, they're not committed to the pitch. You know, 1 walk last night, that should get you 6 to 7 innings almost every time, because he's getting contact, early in the count. And then when he's late in the count, he's putting guys away either with that split or that low fastball, and it's hard to pick up as a hitter, and a lot of times that low fastball just freezes guys.
Kind of like in college, he's become the Dodgers ace, and that he's the Friday night starter every single time so far this season. As for tonight's pitcher, it's going to be Yoshi's fellow countryman, Roki Sasaki. He struggled in his first 2 major league starts, just 3 innings in Japan, gave up 1 run. He walked 5 in that one, followed that with an inning and 2/3 in his Dodger Stadium debut against the Tigers, where he walked 4. And then last Saturday in Philly was his best and longest start so far, allowing 1 run in 4 innings and punched out 4 with 2 walks in that game. And command has obviously been the issue so far for Roki. And it's a bit surprising when you look at what he did in Japan, James. He only walked 5.7% of all batters that he faced in his career playing in Japan. So far here, he's walking 25.6% of the batters over his first 3 starts. Was much better last time out against Philadelphia. How does he build on that one tonight?
Yeah, I'm sure, getting used to the mound, right? Getting used to the environment. The strike zone's different here. I'm sure it's tighter. But, what I liked in Philly was he was commanding that fork ball. I love that ball. It goes straight down, and it's really hard as a hitter to know how vertical that's going to be. And I think controlling that's going to be really key for him. And I think to get to that fork ball, he's got to establish that fastball early. I think over in Japan sometimes you can get away with, first, second pitch, or I can come back on these guys. It's harder to get, big league hitters out when you're down 1-0, 2-0. So really establishing that first pitch strike, because I haven't seen a fork ball like that in a long time.
I think last time he was a little bit better with his mechanics, more consistent. You talked about the command in the field for that fastball.
Yeah.
That's really going to be important for him. You cannot walk that many batters and expect success at this level, the major league level. The one thing I really liked in his last outing, though, is he faced 17 batters, and he got first pitch strike on 13 of those 17. He needs to continue to do that. He has to recognize that very first pitch has to be competitive, has to go out there, try to get ahead of the hitter as best he can. At the very least, look like a strike in the zone and maybe induce some early contact, but go out there and continue to compete.
Yeah, and I don't think he's scared of contact. I think his stuff is so good, he's just got to learn to control his body.
And trust his stuff, because it is good enough to compete here at the major league level. And for Roki Sasaki, it's really about just keep on stacking those building blocks as a major league pitcher. For more right now, let's head inside the stadium for the first time. Kirsten Watson joins us live with the latest on the Dodgers' 23-year-old phenom, Roki Sasaki. Hi there, Kirsten.
Hi, John. Well, as you guys were saying, Roki Sasaki is coming off of his best start of his young big league career. And even with talking to his teammates after his last one, they were saying they could see his confidence with his delivery, his demeanor on the mound. There was a shift in it. And even Dave Roberts said afterwards that he just needed an outing like that to recognize that he understands at this level. Today, Dave Roberts talked about what he's hoping to see from him and how he can pick up where Yoshinobu Yamamoto left off yesterday.
Last night was a pretty good blueprint on what to do. Get ahead, mix in both of your breaking balls, and certainly the split is his primary, secondary pitch. command the fastball, and fill it up. And so I think that Yoshi had really good rhythm last night, and if Roki can kind of simulate that, follow that, then we should be in good shape.
Talk last night about Yoshinobu and Roki having similar fastball split heavy repertoires. Because of that, would you eventually like to split them up in a rotation, or does their once-a-week schedule make that a little tough?
Yeah, I think that's a fair question. I think right now, obviously, with the once a week, it kind of in the way the schedule, the off days, it makes the most sense. But when we get into April, that's when things can sort of open up, and you know, the days of rest for both those pitchers could possibly change, where then that conversation or that outcome might happen.
With how the rotation is set up at the moment, it is that Yoshinobu Yamamoto and then Roki Sasaki back-to-back. And as Dave Roberts was saying, they're going to continue to keep them on that once-a-week schedule. So even if you look ahead for this homestand, that Wednesday start, where if it was regular rest, it would be one in which Yoshinobu has to start. He's not going to. They're going to have someone come in and be a spot starter for that one. It could potentially be Bobby Miller. He was pulled from his AAA game yesterday after only throwing 55 pitches. So as much as Dave Roberts wasn't willing to commit to it just yet, he did say there might be a situation in which those two could relate to each other. But with keeping those guys, that's the schedule that they had in playing in Japan. So they want to keep them on that once-a-week schedule. And then once, whether it's players like Tony Gonsolin, who is working his way back to returning to the big league mound, Clayton Kershaw, who's also working his way back, or someone like Shohei Ohtani, once they get to more of that six-man rotation, which we've relatively been seeing here and there, then it's going to be more consistent. But for now, they are going to keep them in that kind of 1-2 spot with those two guys pitching behind each other.
And that means Yoshi will start next Friday in Texas against the Rangers. Kirsten, thank you very much.
Miguel Rojas, just what this game called for. A little bit of levity. Hey, not bad.
Still looking for that first big league strikeout.
Michael Busch. Ooh, okay. What's this like for a hitter?
I don't know. I can be honest with you, I've never, when I played, this never happened.
Never faced a position play.
No.
Taylor's got it. There's the first out of the inning.
It's the first time that Busch has not hit the ball hard this evening.
Right. He only hits missiles off of real pitchers.
I shouldn't say it went hard. It was still 95 miles an hour.
True. Using Yoshi's glove. It worked last night. Let's see. Was it the arm or was it the glove? What is this delivery he's doing? Is he doing a Yamamoto impression?
Yeah, he's doing it.
This is so good.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, now it's his neck. This is, this is all time. Oh, I hope he goes through the whole staff.
He's just wiggling his hips.
Oh, called strike. Okay, he's going to do somebody else here. Yamamoto again. Into center. 2 up, 2 down for Landon Yamamoto. Yoshinobu Knack.
I can tell you who doesn't find this funny at all is Dansby Swanson. Look at that. He's staring into the dugout, too.
Miguel Rojas takes over and retires 3 of the 4 hitters that he faces. A pitcher being 2 other pitchers. I'm a dude playing another dude. So you got another inning in you, Miggy? He's saying, do I get to hit? Yamamoto and Landon Knack both appreciating his impressions. Got some amazing coming for you here in this 9th inning if the warm-ups are any indication for Miguel Rojas, who's been doing a right-handed Clayton Kershaw.
Kind of looking forward to watching that.
Yeah, me too. Yes. And then we'll call it a curveball. Crow Armstrong's up there. Oh my gosh. 38. Hit down the line, base hit for Cole Armstrong, first one of the series. And a special thing for an LA kid with a hit against Kershaw. That's uncanny, man. That's really good. That's a big league double while laughing. Impressive. Carson Kelly. No pitchers have been able to get him out. See about a shortstop. Who's that?
Oh, that was a long stride on the first.
I can picture it. Somebody. Who is that? I know there's people at home screaming at the TV. They have it.
Is that Roki?
It's Roki. All right. Yeah, it is. Crushed. Gone. Second home run of the game for Carson Kelly. Second one allowed by Sasaki. A walk. Switch hitter's going to bat right-handed here. A wave and a miss. Turned it up to 60.
He did.
Blew it by him.
Radar guns just jumped.
We back to Yamamoto here.
I mean, we got to see a splitter, don't we?
These haven't been splitters. Oh my gosh. I know you never hit against the position player, but how hard is that to be used to hitting 95 to hit 38? I mean,
you're thinking just wait, but you're also thinking this is a free at bat in the big leagues here.
Yeah.
This is a free hit. Help me with myself out, and then the last thing you want to do is like hit something off the end of the bat like that. I mean, it's an 0 for 1. That's just frustrating. It's nothing fun.
This game, it's just with the final score. It's one that you turn the page. Obviously, was a positive with Roki's outing, but with how you closed the game, you had quite some impersonations out there. How did this come about? Tell us everything.
Yeah, I feel ever since last year when I got the opportunity to pitch, I was trying to imitate kind of my teammates that I play behind a lot throughout the years. So I was just trying to have a little bit of fun, in a night like this where we couldn't get it going at the play, and obviously we had the game was close until the 5th. Like you say, Roki got a good outing, gave us the opportunity to be in the game, but I just feel like it's part of the game, like we're gonna lose some like this, we're gonna win some the same way. I just feel like at that point we're just trying to have a little bit of fun, even though the game was out of hand.
Roki said that he felt like your execution of his style of pitching was 100%, but what do you think was your best impersonation on the mound?
Let me tell you something. Roki is really uncomfortable to pitch like that. I don't know how he can bring the leg up like that, and I think it was a bad decision. I should have stayed with the Yamamoto and Landon Knack combo. I think next time that I get opportunity to pitch, I'm gonna keep it with that. Yamamoto's they couldn't figure out yesterday. I should have do more Yamamoto, less Roki. But I mean, it's a learning experience, and hopefully for the next time, I just can pitch just one inning. I think that's a key. The key is just one inning and done.
Do you think you have to get feedback from Clayton Kershaw just on your righty version of his?
Yeah, hopefully when I see him again, I know he's going to pitch soon. We're really excited about seeing him pitch here, but hopefully he got to see my performance, my couple pitches out of his windup. So yeah, it was a little bit of fun with everybody.
And then with Roki, did you find that today was just kind of a continuation of what you were able to see in Philly and just how he's already finding his stride?
Absolutely. Today, the hope was he continues to build on the last start, and I think for me that was the silver lining of the night, and probably most important piece of the game was for him to get better, go deeper in the game, throw strikes, get strikeouts, soft contact. And obviously there was a play early that Pages made that play off Bush's bat, which was huge. But, it was still good to see Roki go in and settle, and he got his rhythm. And he looked really sharp tonight. So first time in the 5th inning. And like I told him down below afterward, is now we can kind of keep pushing him along going forward.
15-0 in this game. Roki Sasaki was actually pretty good for 5 innings. He gave up just 1 run, and it was a 2-0 game, Nomar, going into the 7th inning. But the Cubs got 10 runs against the Dodgers bullpen, 5 more off of Miguel Rojas, and it was an ugly way to end it.
Yeah, it definitely was an ugly way to end it. But, you know, sometimes there's days where you just get your butt kicked, and that's exactly what the Dodgers did, and especially those last 3 innings. So when you have a day like this, you're trying to figure out, okay, what were the positives of the game? And definitely the positive is Roki Sasaki going that long into the game and only allowing 1 run. And, you know, this is one where you say, listen, we still got to win the series. We got to throw this aside, come back, play well tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, what I liked out of Sasaki was he got in some trouble. He got into that 3rd inning, and it was a situation where he did bear down. He threw strikes. So that just shows he does have the ability to fight back. And, you're going to let the guy put the ball in play sometimes. I know he's not trying to throw balls, but, he's got so much movement. But it was good to see the defense for us and bail him out.
And it was his 4th big league start, Nomar. We were talking in the pregame, and even after his last outing, Dave Roberts was saying it's just all about continuing to put building blocks in place for his major league career.
It really is. And it's also, last time his outing in Philadelphia, Dave Roberts was talking about, I want to see him be aggressive. I want to see him go out there and attack. And I thought he did a better job in Philly. And it's coming. It's there. And hopefully even today, when he looks back on this outing, made some solid pitches, some really good pitches. But at the same time, is he has to recognize that, yes, he even missed with some of his fastball command. He missed over some of the middle of the plate, hard to play. And even then when he misses, he still managed to get out. Like, his stuff definitely plays up here. And obviously he has to work on being consistent with his mechanics, finding a way to really get that command, which we know he had it in Japan. He was more of a command pitcher, but is still struggling to find that. But when he finds that, that stuff is there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know what's going on in his mind, but he has to have that mentality that, yeah, I am better than you. That fork ball is going to miss bats. It's going to go left. It's going to go right. It's going to dive down. And, yeah, it's going to be hard to control at times. But I do feel like this is where he's going to bear down and say, you know what? I know this was a good Cubs hitting team. I did pretty good. I got out of some jams, and I felt good towards the end. So I think this is a start that he can still build off of.
Yeah. Well, and we saw the defense behind him in this game. He was really helped. We saw that catch by Andy Pages. Pages made a couple of really nice catches, James, to help his outing. And also Teoscar Hernandez took a hit running toward the corner away from Justin Turner.
Yeah, I think it also helps, right? When the defense helps you out, you're probably a little more confident saying, okay, I can throw this first pitch strike right here. I trust that my defense is going to make this play. It's not always about striking a guy out. It's not always about lighting up the radar gun. If you can be efficient, throw strikes early, save your bullpen, that's something I think he's going to learn while he's over here.
Yeah, you're exactly right, James. That's an excellent point. Talked about not only have confidence, but to be able to say, even if I make a mistake, they can bail me out. And today, listen, the defense bailed him out. I mean, he was about, just a few inches from it being a little different ball game and maybe not really making it through those 5 innings and only allowing just 1 run. But despite that, that's what the defense is there. You got to trust that. So now, yes, you can try to get ahead. You can attack those hitters. And hopefully somebody tells them that when you do that, when you're coming in the game and your defense knows that you are going to be in the strike zone, their range, their defense is even better because now they are anticipating that the ball is going to be in there. Your defense is on the toes, ready to make plays behind you.
Grand slam if it had left the building. So a huge save there for Roki Sasaki. Otherwise, we're talking about a much different outing, Nomar, instead of just 1 run allowed over 5 innings. What did you see from Roki tonight?
Well, what I saw was, one, the defense definitely was behind him and picked it up. The other thing, too, is we talk about when a guy has kind of a forkball, split finger that is devastating. We talk about those guys having to be able to control the bottom of the zone and how effective. And we're going to see in the K zone as we go through here with some of those pitches where the bottom of the zone became really effective. Here he is in that first inning. You got a 2-0, got a fastball, the defense picking you up. That ball was smoked right there, hit really well, but not necessarily the bad spot right there. Like, all right, but you still got to stay farther down the zone. This ball, we noticed, maybe on the corner, but it was up. You're also 2-2 to recognize, listen, I'm going to look fastball on this guy because he struggles, and he's able to drive it out of the ballpark. Now that location gets a swing and miss down in the zone. Here, 3-2, kind of losing some of that command. Those guys are going back saying, hey, he's having trouble with the fastball, look up. Well, they are looking in the middle of the zone. It gets hit. He's still having trouble. I know they come out there. They want to calm him down a little bit as well. Here's another ball up in the zone, hit. Here's your defense picking you up with the bases loaded. Would have really changed the whole complexion of his outing, no doubt. But you can still see up in the zone. Great defense. Yes, you appreciate the help. Andy Paez coming through. Huge right there. But now we're going to go back. Still try to hit that bottom part of the zone. That ball's a little bit up as well. Not quite where Austin Barnes wanted. A little bit down. And you got some good defense. That's great. Let's get there. There it is. And that's the breaking ball. Man, when you're down there, and you can also establish a fastball down there, that breaking ball starts going there. He talked about how he was going to his slider, all of that. Even induce weak contact. Hopefully he sees some of these like, okay, where exactly are my location? The one I know command is, but hopefully recognize that's an important part.
And we saw some more sliders from him tonight, James, and how important do you think that's going to be going forward for him to truly establish that third pitch? Because we know the fastball plays and that forkball is freakish.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be too many good hitters that are going to sit on that forkball at times. I'm not saying they're going to hit it because it is nasty, but I do love the idea of establishing that slider on the first pitch in certain situations, maybe men on base, scoring position, a close game. But, you know, really, you got to go back and watch the video as a pitcher and say, did I establish the pitches I wanted to? Were the pitches they hitting? Were they in the middle? Were they on the corners? And that's something you got to go back and look at the tape, and you'll know for the next time, you know, how you want to attack other guys.
That slider's going to be critical, and I hope he knows that. The reason being is, right now, as we were looking at that K zone, if I'm a hitter, I'm going, listen, I just have to look up in the zone. Fastball, because you don't want that fork ball. If it's down, you know, it's going to be a ball. So I would force him if he can't find it with his fastball down there. So that slider is going to have to look like that and hit that bottom part of the zone.